Stop 9. As you approach the step that takes you from the rear fuselage level to the top of the bomb bay, note the two small circular windows through which the crew could see the bomb bay to check for hang-ups, bombs that would not release. On either side of the fuselage, there are bullet boxes that contain ammunition for the rear turret. Tracks led from the boxes down onto the floor of the rear fuselage and back to the rear turret. The boxes had to be placed this far forward so that there was not much weight at the extreme end of the aircraft.
To fly the new bombers, trainees were pouring out of the flying schools. And it wasn't just the pilots. Each Lancaster needed 6 more crew members. 2 gunners, the flight engineer, the navigator, the bomb aimer, and the wireless operator. Bomber Command was also a multinational force. 1 in 4 of its recruits came from overseas. All were volunteers.
The process of turning the individuals into a team was known as crewing up. This wasn't the usual hierarchical military process. It was rather more democratic.
Looking back, it seemed a bit chaotic because you'll be put in a hangar and they said, right, get on with it, get crewed up and close the doors.
We were stuck in a great big room full of pilots, navigators, bomb aimers, wireless operators and 2 gunners. And told yourself, get yourself crewed up.
You stand around wondering what's going to happen next. Who should you go with? And this chap came up. He was obviously older than we. And he said, I'm a rear gunner. He said, are you 2 chaps looking for a crew? We said, yes, we are. And he said, well, I found a pilot. I've questioned him, and he told me he had a crash while he was training, so I think it'll be bloody all right in the future. He'll do for us. So I said, well, OK, that suits us. So off we went. So that was the crew.
This was a remarkable mixing of classes, ages and nationalities, unthinkable before the war. A crew might consist of a former public school boy, a London docker, a farmer from New Zealand and a Canadian bank clerk.
All of a sudden we became blood brothers. We helped each other out in everything, and we were a good team. If we hadn't been, I wouldn't be here today.
We are finished stop 9, move on to stop 10.